Yay. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you here to the morning table and welcome you to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where? Love lives here. Absolutely. So it is great to see all of you joining us this morning, and we acknowledge as we come together that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino, Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love one another, and to walk humbly upon this land. We also commit to free our minds of the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So welcome. It's great to see all of you. So today we are talking about all in all, and so let's do our focus statement this morning with all of the A's this morning, shall we? All of the A's. Awesomeness. What else? Amazing. Abundance. Auspicious. Allison. All right. Fantastic. So, perfect. Absolutely. Allison's a God quality too, for sure, for sure. All right. So we embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Now let's say it with all the Allisonness that we can. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, indeed, we do. So it is great to see all of you joining us in the room. It's great to see our folks, our beloveds, joining us online. Good morning, Angelica. Good morning, Lupe and John. Good morning, Mom and Dad. Good morning to Scott and Corey and Berlin joining us on Zoom as well. So great to have all of you with us this morning. And I invite you to stand up if you're ready and willing and get some energy moving. You know, that way you can make room for a little more scone or a little more oranges or banana muffins or something over there. So I invite you to stand and let's get some moving and grooving and some singing going on. Here we go.
All right, get those hands ready. It's Allison's favorite part, right? Here we go. You're the feeling I cannot deny. Deny. You're the feeling that's come alive. Alive. It's a love that I can't hide. It's a burning deep inside wherever I go. Wherever I go. Here we go. I got that good feeling kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling, shouting out 'cause I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, yeah. You're the sun that's lighting up the sky. The sky. You're the thunder waking up the night. The night. The sound of living truth is the beat that makes me move wherever I go. Wherever I go, I got that good feeling. Here we go. Kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. That's right. I got that good feeling. Shouting it out like I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, yeah. Screaming from the rooftops, I won't stop. I won't stop singing with my whole heart, singing when the beat drops. No, I won't stop. No, I won't stop. I got that good feeling kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling. Come on. Shouting out 'cause I can't contain it. And I got to tell somebody. Somebody. Gotta tell somebody. Gotta tell somebody. Oh, I got to tell somebody. Gotta tell somebody. Gotta tell somebody. Gotta tell somebody.
Good morning. I'm Constance Stringfellow, one of the licensed spiritual. Oh, do I need this?
Yes, you do, because that way people can hear you online.
Okay, should I start all over?
Sure, please.
All right. Good morning. I'm Constance Stringfellow, one of the licensed spiritual practitioners here at the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I will be available this morning for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located in the lobby. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. I would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. There's a candle on the table, and I invite you to light it together with me. As we come together in conversation this morning, this candle is a reminder that when two or more are gathered together in wisdom, when two or more are gathered together, great wisdom is available to us. We experience a deeper love, and our own light shines brighter. Now, please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. There's nowhere I have to go, no one I have to be, nothing I have to do but gently breathe. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love. There's nothing I need to hold on to, nothing I need to give to you, nothing I have to do but gently breathe. Deeper and deeper I surrender. Deeper and deeper I surrender to this love.
I invite you to join me in consciousness, surrendering to the love. Close your eyes if this is comfortable for you. Turn in within, connecting and allowing yourself to connect with this one power, one life, one love, one presence. I know there's only one power, one presence, one love in this universe. And I am one with this infinite power, this presence, this intelligence, this love, this wisdom and peace. I know this is true for me, and I know this is true for everyone, everywhere. We are one, and there can be no separation in this oneness. I know that Spirit has gone before and prepared perfect peace, perfect love, and harmony in our deliberations today. And I know that our service unfolds in perfect divine order. I let it be so, and so it is.
I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday's mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours and it's mine. I'm in love and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? Sing it with me now. All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. Come on, band. Unfolding as it should. I am cloaked in the Spirit. I am fed by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well? Don't it feel good? All is well. Just to know that my soul is free from time. All I got to do is change my mind and I am free. Don't it feel good? All is well. And unfolding, unfolding as it should.
Yay, Jeff. Yeah, right. Earl just said we can go home now. Jeff just put an exclamation point on it, and we'll wait till the next one. That's good, too. And wait for this, Jeff. Tag Jeff. Yeah, Jeff, you're it. Howdy. Good morning. There we are. All right. So earlier this morning when you came in, if you arrived in time to get snackies and goodies before we started, you saw on the screen a question, the would you rather question, right? And the question this morning was an interesting one. The question this morning was, would you rather be pretentious or would you rather be selfish? Those are your options. Would you rather be pretentious or would you rather be selfish? So, those of you who would rather be pretentious, I invite you to raise your hand. All right. One brave soul. Awesome. Two. Awesome. No shame. Those of you who would rather be selfish, go ahead and raise your hand. All right. And those that don't like either option, raise your hand. Tough. Because, my beloveds, if we are going to practice wholeness, if we are going to believe in wholeness, we're going to believe in unity, if we are going to accept that wholeness, completeness, fullness, allness is all that there just is this one, then guess what? All of it has to be included in the one, whether it is pretentious or selfish. Ooh. So we're going to do some deep work today, okay? Clearly, right? Because some of y'all are already triggered. I can tell. It's like, ooh, you're going to call me pretentious. And, ooh, you're going to call me selfish. Ooh, right? Remember that we are working with the theme this quarter or this term, this whatever we're in, right? We're working with the series of new roots. New roots. And what we're talking about with new roots is we're looking at the 10 core concepts of science of mind through new eyes, right? So we're looking at the 10 core concepts. Last week, we were working on concept number 5, and this week, we're working on concept number 5. Last week, we talked about making choices, right? And making conscious choices. And that's part of core concept number 5. Core concept number 5 also covers the idea of wholeness, that all is included in the all. So it is all in all, right? So just because we are talking about wholeness and we're talking about wholeness, we're talking about perfection, we're talking about completeness, then what that really means is that there can be and is multiplicity within the wholeness. But this multiplicity does not in any way diminish the unity. You with me so far? So the multiplicity is inherent within the wholeness, but the multiplicity does not in any way diminish the unity, because if it did, then it wouldn't be unified, it wouldn't be unity, it wouldn't be wholeness, it wouldn't be one, right? And if we know that all there is one, then there cannot be a duality, there cannot be an other, there cannot be an opposition. But you're saying, but Jeff, we live in, pairs of opposites every day, don't we? We experience pairs of opposites. We experience good and bad, rich and poor, right? Hot and cold. There you go, Bill. Hot and cold, like I'm a little warm right now. I don't know why, but I'm a little warm, right? So hot and cold. We experience these pairs of opposites, but these pairs of opposites, for the most part, these pairs of opposites that we experience are the direct result of how we use the creative medium, how we use the law, which we've been talking about, right? And Alyssa, I see you shaking your head. Yes, hallelujah, right? So we've been talking about how we use the law. Through last week, we talked about choices, how we're using the choices to move and live and create that which we wish to create. And if we don't like what we're creating, if we don't like what we're experiencing, we have the choice to make a different choice, to make a different decision, and choose something differently, because when we choose something differently, then we experience a new effect, right? New cause, new effect, correct? Yes, all right, we're rocking, all right. So, if you think of the pairs of opposites, like two soids, good grief. Moment. Clearly, I need this. All right. So, if we think of pairs of opposites like two sides of a coin, there are two sides of a coin, right? There's the heads and there's the tails, but there's the heads and there's the tails, but it's still one coin, is it not? It's just two different aspects. Just like the coffee cup, there's the outside of the coffee cup and there's the inside of the coffee cup. But it's still a coffee cup. It's just two different aspects of the coffee cup. So when we look at pairs of opposites, or we think of pairs of opposites, we're experiencing exactly this. We're experiencing two sides of the same thing. We're experiencing two different ways of using the same creative medium, the same creative law. So if they're selfish, there has to be something opposite, right? If there's pretentious, there has to be something opposite. But they are intricately related to one another because they are the same, just the different side of it, just the different aspect of it. How's that resonating? Sounds good, resonating so far. All right. So last week, we had the example of unfair, remember? Of how, that we had the example of it was unfair, and life was so unfair that something happened that Miss Bacall yelled at you, right? The the second grader on the playground. You were playing. Billy pushed you, remember? Billy pushed you, and you pushed him back, but Miss Bacall did not see Billy push you. She only saw you push Billy, and she got mad, and she lost it because Miss Lindsay was out partying the night before with her boyfriend and called out sick because she was hungover, and now Miss Bacall, who was already overworked and stressed, had recess duty. Remember this story now? Yeah, all right, good. Okay, so I gave you 3 different options of how you might have interpreted this, how this then became this hidden belief or this hidden shadow quality, this hidden shadow, right? I told you that we might go in the realm of the victim, and it's always poor me and the rest of my life. I'm looking at, or you're looking at situations where, oh, it's always unfair. I never get a break, right? Life is just unfair. Or you may have looked at it as like, ooh, that was unfair. And you know what? I'm going to make sure that nobody else experiences this unfairness. And so I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to be the savior. I'm going to make sure that nobody else experiences this, right? Or you could have been taking it and run with it like, that's the last time that happens to me because I'm going to get mine before anybody gets theirs, right? The 3 ways of looking at unfair. So let's take the middle one. Let's take that hero. Let's take that that rescuer, and let's flush her out just a little bit more, shall we? How this works, the all in all. So remember that the hero, this hero that we have here, she experienced something unfair toward her, right? And she now, as that, second grader, has internalized it, and she has now disowned the quality of injustice. She has disowned the quality of unfair. And this triggers her. Anytime she sees something she sees to be unfair or unjust, she goes into the rule follower, she goes into the rule enforcer, and she goes into the champion or the hero. She's going to make sure that nobody else experiences the unfairness that she experienced on the playground. But she, at this point, maybe in 6th grade, maybe in junior high, maybe in college, no longer really remembers Miss Bacall catching her and calling her out for pushing Billy. She doesn't remember the incident. But yet, what's happening is she's now in this mode where she sees and she's looking for injustices. She's looking for the unfairness of it all. She's looking for ways of righting wrong. She's looking at ways of championing, of rescuing, of being the hero without really realizing that that's what she's doing. So she now overcompensates, right? She's now, because she disowned the idea of injustice and unfairness, she's now taken to overcompensating. She is now the rule follower. You cannot say that she would break a rule. She might even be the enforcer. She might be, a student leader who is enforcing rules, in the hallways, the hallway monitors, the student hallway monitors, or what have you, right? She might then, be the tattletale, right? She could be the tattletale because all she's doing is she's championing what is just and what is right and what is perfect and what is correct because this is what she's come to believe. So fast forward a little bit more. Now this young woman becomes a lawyer. She becomes an attorney because she wants to champion causes and make changes. And she even has aspirations of running for public office one day. But right now, she's an attorney. And one of the issues that she has come across in her lifetime because of her own experiences is around fair housing. right? So now she is this attorney who is championing the rights of, who is championing the cause of fair housing. Because she's championing, what is she championing? She's championing equality, right? She's championing the equal access, equal time. Equality is the quality that she has now latched onto, that she sees herself combating injustice, combating unfairness. And so now what she sees is she is going to make sure that everybody gets their equal fair share, that they get equal treatment, that they get equal. Sounds good, right? So far? Sounds good so far. You know there's something else coming, right? Duh. Right? Dum dum. So she's championing equality. And then all of a sudden, she sees something on the news that triggers her because politicians are wanting to wipe out student loan debt. And up until now, she's been like, equality, 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 equality. Yes, yes, yes. And then this issue goes, whoop, wait a minute. I had to pay my student loans back. Why don't they have to pay their loans back? Right? And her injustice button, her unfair button, boom, gets triggered, right? And then she starts working to make sure, and she starts lobbying her politicians in Washington, to her senators and her representatives at the state level and at the national level, to make sure that status quo stays the same, that everybody pays their fair share, because she had to pay her fair share, right? So wow, that injustice, that unfairness got triggered, right? And now she's acting in a way that seems what? Unfair and unjust. Because what she's done is she's made the mistake of thinking that equality is the same thing as equity. And because she's made the mistake of thinking that equality and equity are the same thing, she is now behaving because she thinks such injustice is now being done to her. Where she's not what she's not seeing is that there is an inequity that is being corrected, that is actually making things equitable. But equitable doesn't always feel equal if you're not on the receiving end of the equity. How we doing? Told you we're going to go deep. Told you we're going to go hard. You breathing? Good. How are you feeling? So you see what happened with her is she's going on along, moving along, practicing equality, practicing being equal, championing it, tooth and nail, fighting in the court system, fighting, letting her Congress people know about fair housing and how important it is. And she's fighting and she's fighting and she's fighting. And she's willing to fight tooth and nail for that issue of fair housing. But when she got triggered, because she hadn't owned the inequality, she hadn't owned the injustice, she hadn't owned the unfairness, she got triggered and then she perpetuated it herself. So this shadow belief, so all this is, doing okay, Alyssa? Lisa? Okay. All of a sudden it's like, okay, all right. Just checking in. So, all of a sudden, this whole thing for her has shifted, and she's realized, because she came to CSL and she listened to a message about disowned qualities, that this quality that she thought didn't reside in her, this unfairness, this inequity, this unfairness, right? This injustice didn't reside in her. No, I don't do that. I am not unfair. I fight for equality. I'm not unjust. I fight for justice, for fair housing every day. And yet, what has happened in the past, right? Something so small, Miss Bacall's calling her out and saying, hey, don't push Billy. That's not right. Go to the principal's office. When Billy was the one who pushed her first, all that back there, plus all this life experience, what she came to believe about herself, and what she made that mean about herself, has then come all the way to present day, and it's still working in her because it remains unresolved. It remains unresolved. Right? So do we see the importance of doing the work? Do we see the importance of diving deeper, of looking at, okay, so what is triggering me? What is triggering me right now? And where does that, when I'm pointing the finger out there, right? Pointing the finger out there. When I'm pointing the finger out there, 3 more fingers are pointing back at me, right? So I get to own it too. If I'm pointing the finger, if I'm triggered by somebody else's behavior, the reason I'm triggered by somebody else's behavior is because it's within me too. And I just don't see it. I'm not aware of it. And I pretend and I claim that I'm not aware of it, and I reaffirm that I'm not aware of it because I don't do the same action that they do. What I do doesn't look like what they are doing. Right? So, but when we pause and we breathe in and we realize that this this injustice, this unfairness that she's experiencing is an opportunity to look deeper and go, where does that reside in me? Where have I disowned that? How does my unwillingness to be fair, how does my unfairness show up? Now, it might not be big. It might not be as big as hers, right? But where does it show up? So when we look at those questions, would you rather be pretentious or would you rather be selfish? The opportunity is to go, okay, so where am I being pretentious? Where am I being selfish? And these are not bad qualities. They are, remember, 2 sides of the same coin, right? It's all still part of the one. So each bad quality that we say, that we look at, each bad quality actually has an asset, actually has a gift. Because when you look at like I was saying, when you have equality does not mean equity. Equity can look unequal to those not experiencing the benefits, if you will, of the equity, right? But it's still part of. So being unequal in service to being equitable is a good thing, is a positive thing. Many of you may have seen the meme of the 3 kids standing, trying to see over the fence for the baseball game, right? And so all 3 kids, there's tall kid, medium kid, small kid, right? Tall kid can see over the fence, no problem. Middle kid can't see over the fence, and little kid absolutely can't see over the fence, right? So the equal thing to do, right, is each kid gets a box to stand on. That's equal. Each kid gets 1 box. That's equal, right? So now the tall kid can really see, the middle kid can see, but the little kid still can't see because he's still too little, right? That's equal. Equitable means the tall kid can already see, right? The middle kid needs one box to be able to see, right? The little kid needs two boxes to be able to see. Now, all three can see. That's equitable. And then acceptance. There's not a wall there in the first place. Inclusion. There's not a wall there in the first place. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Told you we're going deep. All right. But if we're only looking at it from the equal side of things, then the tall kid might say, you know what, that's not fair. Little kid has two boxes. That's not fair. Right? Because we all get a box. Doesn't work that way. Earl says, take him out back and beat him. Get the switch out. There you go. Okay. So, beloveds, breathe in for a second. When we can own all of who we are, the good, bad, ugly, whatever the pair is, when we can own all of that, then we step further into our self-worth. We step into our wholeness. And then we can begin to see the things that we would not necessarily like to be. We're no longer discounting them. We're no longer pushing them away. We're no longer trying to separate ourselves from them because we cannot be separate from spirit. There's only one, right? So anything that causes any sense of separation is causing disharmony, is then affecting what it is and how it is that we co-create with the universe and what we co-create and to the degree that we co-create. Okay? So, breathing in. I want you to think for a second. If somebody got on social media and plastered your name with a quality and said, this person is fill in the blank, what would that word be that would send you through the roof? That's like, I am not that. Do not put that. Do not you are a liar. That is not me. Or for those of you who don't have social media, if it were plastered on the front page of the newspaper, your name with that word, accusing you of being that word, figure that out. Got the word? Feels a little uncomfy? Like, that's not true of me, right? Okay, good. Then you are in a perfect place, my beloveds, to go to tables and have some conversations. And so you have about 20 minutes to go to tables here. And there is the slip of paper there on the table for you. And then the questions are also going to be on the screens for you as well. And I invite you to dive in and allow yourself to explore and express. Because that quality that you don't want to see on Facebook, yeah, that's one of yours too. All right, and here we go. A nice deep breath here. All right. So for the next 2 minutes, go ahead and share what you would like your table to know for you this week. The truth you would like for your table to know this week, or what you would like to the table to lift you in prayer for this week. And I'm just saying, you probably have some words that have triggered you. And something around that might be really good to have some prayer support around this morning. And so I would also invite you to go and see Constance after service to get some prayer, or any other practitioner, right, who's wearing a stole or even not wearing a stole. But yeah, get prayer today, okay? All right, so go ahead and share around your table what you would like prayer for or what you'd like to know. You have 2 minutes to complete that task. Here we go. All right, there we go. Okay, everybody. So let's find out what the tables have been talking about. Let's go to this table back here first. Coming to you. Who at this table would like to share what y'all have been talking about? All right. Caitlin will.
I had a very, whoa.
Woo, hot mic.
I have a very big voice.
Yes.
I had a very brave table right out of the gate. Courageous. Just block your nose and jump. And we got really deep really fast. Yeah, and that was the commonality, was the willingness to peel off the layers, be very present, very humble, very receptive to change if we felt an interruption come up. And I felt mutually supported, all of us.
Great. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. We're going to come over here. Hi, Vicki.
Hi. I thought our table was very courageous too, and very supportive. We're all in different places and different subject matter, I guess, but also very much on what our needs are for each other this week. And, you could just say, I need peace, and the heads are just like this, like, I know. You shared enough, I know I know where we're going with that. But yeah, it's good to be here. I missed you guys. It's not the same being home. No.
Great to have you with us, too. All right, we're going to come over here. Alan, this morning.
So we talked about the qualities that we have disowned within ourselves, and then how they are all the qualities. And I think the points that we've been trying to make today is that everything has a positive effect or a positive place in our lives if it's used in the right situation. We talked about censorship, and from a performance standpoint, how you would not want a young person to do something or say something in a play or in a song that if they were in their mid-20s, we wouldn't give it a second thought. Just let them make that choice for themselves. But when we're censoring or adjusting what it is that a younger person is doing, it's a situation of protection for their innocence. And that's important when we look at some qualities as being negative. There is a time and a place for those to exist and to be implemented, so that it protects and saves something or someone from whatever it is that they are about to do or should be doing.
Okay, great. Thank you. And online, what do we have online? Who's going to share with us from our online group? Oh, hold on.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so we talked about how the disowned qualities or orphan qualities that we have often show up in other people and tend to be the things that annoy us if they're negative qualities, and tend to be the things that we admire when they're positive qualities. But they're really part of us. They're really qualities that we share. And we also talked about how we have the power to change. That if we are seeing those qualities in other people, then we can change how we're expressing those qualities in ourselves. If we see things that we admire in other people, we can recognize that that is actually part of us and bring those qualities out.
Great, thank you. Great, thank you. Hello. Hello, there we go. Great. Thank you, Alex. All right. It'll be there. All right, so I see that tomorrow is online. So tomorrow, your homework. All right, here we go. So your action items for this week is to go ahead and work with this. So I want you, first of all, let me share with you that at 3 o'clock this afternoon, your affirmation will be in the Facebook group, okay? And then at 3:05 this afternoon, these questions or these points, your call to action, will also be in the Facebook group. So if you haven't already joined the Facebook group, make sure you join the Facebook group. But for those of you for whom kinesthetic learning and visual learning is a really good thing, here we go. You can write them down as I go. All right, so you're going to look at a quality that triggers you, upsets you, makes you feel uncomfortable. You go with your level of comfort on that, but it should at least make you feel uncomfortable, especially if you see it in somebody else. So just name the quality, right? Second thing is the person who does this what is the action? What are they doing? How do they show this? How do they demonstrate this quality that you are not liking, right? Then the next thing is what caused you to disown this quality? Why did you disown this quality when you were younger? Because you've disowned this quality. So why did you disown it? Okay. Next one, how do you hide it from society or from the world? And what do you do to overcompensate for it? So remember with our example, she didn't like unfair, she didn't like unequal, she didn't like injustice, so she overcompensated by being a rule follower, a tattletale, a champion, a hero, right? So how does she overcompensate? That's how she overcompensates. So how do you overcompensate it? Then, knowing that you are the wholeness and the totality, that everything is included in the one, where do you see it showing up in your own life? How do you see it in you? Remember, your action, the way you behave as a result of it, is not necessarily going to be the same behavior that you see in the other person. But it's still there. It's still showing up in a different way. It's still there. So just identify that. Then, how does it serve you? How could it be an asset? Flip the coin upside down. Flip the coin, right? Turn it from tails to heads, whatever. Flip the coin. How could this quality that you do not enjoy, that you are challenged by, how could it serve you? How could it be an asset? What is the gift in it? And then finally, and this is the one, then you say, I own, then the negative quality, or the quality that you don't like. I own it. And it might feel inauthentic at first, and that's fine, but at least you've said it once, and it becomes a possibility for your own healing, for your own discovery. Because that which we do not heal within ourselves comes out sideways, and it ain't pretty when it comes out sideways. Think of Alien, with the alien like bursting out of her stomach, right? Right? It's that same idea, right? But it's that quality. It's going to come out sideways, and it is not going to be pretty. So if we can make friends with the quality now, and we can own the quality within ourselves, we are freer, my beloveds, to live in the wholeness and the perfection and the completeness that we are. And so it is, and together we rise. All right. So I invite our core council and our practitioners to please stand and surround the sanctuary. We're going to do this a little bit differently here. But I invite them to please stand and surround the sanctuary. And so all you folks who want prayer, go see these people. They are willing to pray with you, especially today, every day, and especially today. All right? So here we go. All right, so I recognize here and now that there is just this one life, this one power, this one presence, this one infinite, eternal, all in all, that is the wholeness, the allness, the fullness. It is whole, perfect, and complete unto itself. There is nothing that is outside of this oneness. There is nothing that is outside of this wholeness, because there is no way for it to be, because if it were, then it wouldn't be oneness, it wouldn't be wholeness, and the universe itself would collapse upon itself and cease to exist. So recognizing that there is just this one, I recognize that I am one with the one, that the very who of who I am is the microcosm of the macrocosm, that the totality of my being is living, moving, breathing, and having its being, my being, in the oneness, in the wholeness that simply is the allness. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone gathered here this day, that together we are lifting each other, we are rising in consciousness, that we are expressing and expanding, and we are deepening our understanding of our individual selves and our collective body that we call Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. That right where we are, we say yes to doing the work that is ours to do, to uncovering those disowned qualities, because when we bring them into the light, they can no longer operate in the shadows. We are no longer living at the effect of, but now we are empowered to choose, to make conscious choices, to make conscious decisions, to free ourselves of any lack, any limitation. And so I give great thanks for the willingness of everyone gathered here in this room, everyone gathered online, everyone who ever hears this message, for the willingness to be present, for the willingness to say yes to our wholeness, to the totality, to our magnificence. And I release this word into the law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so, I let it be, and together we affirm, and so it is. All right. So I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute this morning, because part of the law in action is flow. An easy way to contribute this morning is via text to give. Simply text 951-419-5858, or you can go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and click the upper right-hand corner, and you can donate. You can contribute there. But if you are here in the room at the morning table, I do invite you to take out that which you're holding, place it over your heart space, give it a silent blessing, and place it into the silver container in the center of the table. Go ahead and do that now. And then lift your hands in universal blessing of the gifts that we share and the gifts that we receive. As we say this affirmation together, Jossie. I give and receive freely and generously. With an open heart and an open mind, the universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
Jason, I need more piano. Jason, piano in my monitor. I've heard it said that we're small and alone on our path. But my mind is set on a life that is greater than that. And my heart is open wide. My heart is open wide. All that's good that flows from above and below. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can hold. I am that, I am that. All that's good. No monitors, all that's good. Someday the answers I seek are found in my knees. But I listen inside to the whisper, I'm all that I need. And my heart is open wide. My heart is open wide. All that's good that flows from above and beyond. I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can behold. I am that, I am that. All that's good. All that's good. All is for me. from above and below. I am that, I am that, all the joy and love that a life can behold. I am that, I am that, all that's good, all that's good, all that's good.
All right, just two quick announcements. The first announcement is starting at 12:30, so in about 12 to 15 minutes or so, we have our annual membership meeting that is today here in the room, as well as online on Zoom. It will be a different Zoom link than what you folks are on right now. So you were sent the Zoom link earlier this week on Thursday, so make sure you sign out of this Zoom link and go into the new Zoom link. That will open at 12:30, all right? So, members, yes, we have our membership meeting today. All right, and if you are not yet a member, you're welcome to stay for the meeting. However, you cannot vote in the meeting, right? So, and then, of course, we have chair yoga next Sunday with James Woods, so at 4 o'clock. All right, fantastic. And that will be downstairs, right, in the conference room? Or, yeah, downstairs in the conference room. All right, nice and simple. Told you, quick and easy. All right, so I invite you to stand, and let's say this affirmation together. Here we go. So I invite you to give yourself a great big hug. All right, now let's say this affirmation. I embrace all aspects of myself. Say it again like you really mean it. Say it with all the Allison in the room. Here we go. I embrace all aspects of myself. Yes. All right, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It's happening through me right now.
It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward because love lives here. All right, happy Sunday.
Sing it with us now. When the world gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love is here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives. Where love lives. When life gets you down, you can see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace.